onto Battlefield every single time, and it's a good stage for both of these guys. So, let's see what happens. Let's see how Yeast can kind of fight his way through Pharaoh, who I think is just. Oh, there we go. We are
Yep.
going to PS2. Interesting
Okay.
change of pace.
Alrighty, and we are going to get started out in neutral. A little bit of a nair for Yeast, but not able to get anything off of it ultimately. The tail end of that down air, the up tilt into the up air, not able to get a whole lot off of it just yet. Able to get the back throw for Yeast, and now the egg lay coming out from Pharaoh. Up airs, Yeast going to go way high in order to try to recover some of his up airs, and then the down air actually coming, or not the down air, the down B coming out from Pharaoh, and then getting out of disadvantage thanks to that. Back to the center of this side of the stage, not able to get a whole lot off of his shield. But you could see getting sparse, no thrupper for Yeast just yet. The fair coming out from Pharaoh as we reset to neutral and no up smash, but the mock punch not. Oh yeah, that's a stock gone.
Amazing parry and an amazing punish right there from Yeast using flashing mock punch. Where a lot of Mii Brawlers would be using shot put, but Yeast he's got something cooking with his flashing mock punch, and even a lot of Mii Brawlers, for example, are just using that move a lot more compared to shot put. So Yeast gonna take a stock, very, very strong, gets that backer as well, just chipping away at Pharaoh's stock, who finally gets the up tilt into the up air. Yeast gonna get 35% and plenty of more as he gets the dash back into that up air. Can he find a stock here? You gotta keep in mind that double jump armor does stop a lot of these different combos with Trupper as well. And something that Pharaoh told me recently is that a move that Yeast goes for so often, up tilt, is actually minus 19 on shield, so that move is omega unsafe. So if Pharaoh can kind of just play in shield, understand the different, this habit, this landing habit that Yeast has, or his flowchart, I think he's going to be set to win this, despite him having a fairly big deficit of 138% to 51.
Absolutely. And now, as I think that was a wonderful analysis, especially going into the lore for this set, Jellyfish. Going to get the grab through the Pharaoh's shield, coming right back with the egg lay, and finding himself on the ledge against Yeast. And that is going to be Yeast's stock to take, thanks to the Thrupper. Pharaoh trying to recover high in order to avoid Yeast at ledge, going to get hit with the Thrupper instead.
Oh, going for the footstool as well. Yeast trying to cook up a storm against Pharaoh. He's trying to weather it right now, but it's looking like he's getting weathered himself. Finally gets the egg lay right there, able to get that kill. It's not impossible for Pharaoh, but what a tough of a climb. If you are Pharaoh getting hit with the up air, up tilt into the up airs, trying to land with these down airs, finally get some damage off. Not too much though, able to get a string off with the up tilt up air into the nair, so 61 to 81, not too far off. But this is Mii Brawler we're talking about. All it takes is one hit. Not going to kill the Thrupper. How can Pharaoh come back? Gets hit with the back air. Still has the double jump to play with. Yeast understanding that. Tries to go high with the the back air. Doesn't connect. Yeast getting the up air into the up B. Understanding Pharaoh. Trying to get a little bit too fancy. Trying to go for the egg lay. Maybe trying to call out a forward air. Or call it a nair. But Yeast finding his way to just weave around everything and get the kill that he needs, getting the coveted Thrupper that has gotten him so many kills, so many game wins. And now he's up on Pharaoh, which I don't think, I think that's a very good sign as we go into this next round. Whether or not we go to PS2 or Battlefield, though, it's up to Pharaoh.
It is a good sign indeed going into this set for Yeast, as they were able to secure the win fairly early for game number 1 over Pharaoh. We do see a color change for the Yoshi from Pharaoh. We're getting the green Yoshi instead, the down air coming out over this upper platform. Fair off stage, not enough to get it just yet. The mock punt, or rather the rapid jab over the shield from Pharaoh into the shield yet again, and able to get the down B over Yeast. And now coming back over this off stage, sending him straight into the stage. No tech. First stock going to Pharaoh.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't tech those in the big 2025. Yeast, that's unfortunate. I mean, Yeast usually is super aware of that. Pharaoh going to take that, of course, to the bank. And Yeast going to take this as well, straight into almost the blast zone. Still has a little bit of work left to do on the stock. Same thing with Pharaoh if he can find his way back. An amazing rising neutral air dodge, but gets called out with that up smash. And I mean, Pharaoh has a decent lead, but the dash back into the forward air, actually doing 26%. The back air, not gonna unphase Pharaoh yet. Oh my god, I saw that down tilt or that up tilt. That was definitely gonna kill there. The Pharaoh getting a nair off. That's the thing with this nair, is that it's very similar to what we saw with Delta Force and Yeast, where you're seeing an oppressive nair like Yeast compared to a more defensive get off me tool that Pharaoh has, as well as a very good ledge trapping tool when he's trying to maybe call out Yeast going for a neutral neutral get up or even a jump get up. But nonetheless, we haven't really seen that scenario play out just yet. So far, it's been Pharaoh trying to anti-air, try to shark under these platforms, get his kill, get his up air. Finally gets it, not the kill though. Yeast also looking for his confirms the up smash for an up smash. Pharaoh gonna get the lead against Yeast here in game number 2.
Yeah, Pharaoh going to be getting his up smash instead of Yeast, going high in order to avoid the thrupper from Yeast.
Yeah.
Coming back down with the nair over Yeast out of shield. Not going to get hit with the up smash, but the back air from Yeast, sending Pharaoh off stage, able to recover with the egg lay, the air dodge in order to get back to the center of the stage. Whole lot of back airs coming out from Yeast. The thrupper, the up airs now from Pharaoh. No nair off of that just yet, as Yeast able to land with his own back air. Coming back now, death to the center of the stage. That is going to be Pharaoh's stock gone thanks to the thrupper from Yeast.
Yeah, it's desperado mode right now for Yeast, as you saw him kind of fish for, flashing Mach Punch, even Thrupper to get Pharaoh to die. So maybe Pharaoh could use that knowledge to his advantage, maybe allow himself to get into that high percent. Okay, thank God for double jump. Oh, don't have a jump now. Is it over? Force to air dodge. You don't have a jump. You're forced to air dodge once again. Yeast looking for the thumper. He doesn't get it. He was so close. That was his stock to get. Can he find it this time? No, he cannot. He's getting desperate, like I said before. And Pharaoh trying to use that to his advantage, almost getting that nair off of that feint kick to punish the F smash to try and catch a jump from Pharaoh, but not falling for it. Gets the up tilt into the upper once again. What can Pharaoh do? What can Yeast do? As both of these guys vying for a kill option right now. Gets the landing there into the Yoshi bomb. What a parry! Critical, important clutch factor from Pharaoh right there to win game number 2.
Absolute surgical precision from Pharaoh, able to get the down B at the moment that it mattered the most. Beautiful stock from Pharaoh, going to be sending us to game number 3 with 1-1 for each player.
Insane ending to that game. It was just such it captured the mood of that set of desperation, of high fast-paced gameplay. We go into small battlefield. Yeast not comfortable with that top platform either, despite him getting a lot of merit from it. Doesn't want Pharaoh to get any of that, so I respect it. Gets the suplex off. So with some damage, but 83%, 94, could he lose a stock in a matter of 20 seconds? Now he's gonna live for a little bit, try to get these. Oh, air dodge reads off.
Yeah, no stock just yet. And unfortunately, that up smash is going to be taking a pretty early stock for Pharaoh over Yeast. Coming right back to the center of the stage, we see the up tilt coming out, and it is actually going to be Yeast snares trying to send Pharaoh off stage, looking for that up smash, not able to get it just yet. But Pharaoh struggling to land a little bit as Yeast seems to be waiting for him at every turn. Perfect parry over the down B for Yeast. Oh, coming right back under this upper platform, sitting in shield, the nair into the up tilt up air, not able to get too much off of it just yet for Pharaoh, but being at a pretty high percent, that thrupper not enough to take it just yet, but that is off of the nair, no tech, that is going to be the stock for Yeast.
Yeah, I mean, both these. I think the thing with Pharaoh is that when he's at a high percentage, he understands that there's just this certain fear factor that comes out when you have Thrupper or even, like back air, right? Where you kind of just have to respect those options. You want to get towards those ledges. You want to get away as far as possible from Mii Brawler, but he's doing a very good job of just tracking down Pharaoh, not right now though. He's in a very bad position as once again he whiffs that Thrupper and gets punished for it. At some point, Yeast just has to learn to kind of let off the trigger a little bit. He can't just let these rip. Does he understand? Like, because there's double jump armor, Pharaoh's avoiding all of those. At some point, you just gotta have it be a mix-up.
Absolutely, and I really just think that that Thrupper was so unwise, especially at like 160%. There was, if like at that point, if you whiff, there is nothing you could do, and that F smash going to be bringing us to a game number 4, as that is 2-1 now for Pharaoh.
Yeah, Pharaoh locking in. I mean, like we said before, right? It's just these really bad up B attempts. It's Yeast trying to get these kills as early as possible, or not even early. He's just trying to find these kills, and it's just not worth it. Sometimes you just gotta, have some sort of composure. Understand that, like, you can go for a backup. You can even bait out an air dodge. When Pharaoh is a high percentage, and when he's going around, he's trying to quote unquote circle camp, just go from coast to coast up top. Maybe you could draw out an air dodge. You saw Yeast do a very good job at punishing these different options. It's just he's impatient, I fear, against Pharaoh when you really need to pick your shots very, very.
Absolutely, and I think we're seeing some of that impatience, as you mentioned, Jellyfish, coming out from Yeast, as it seems to be that he's finding himself at a pretty decent deficit, and the tail end, it didn't matter because he was still able to get the tail end of the Thrupper to take the stock at a pretty decent percentage, finding himself off stage, absolutely not where he wants to be, able to recover with a Thrupper, and now sending Pharaoh to the other side of the stage, the egg lay, and then paired Pharaoh, but the down B coming out, putting some more damage onto Yeast instead, as he's opting to look for this potential edge guard against Pharaoh. The Egglay is still able to recover, and the down B actually not going to be doing that in a very safe place, as Yeast is going to try to make some damage, but it is going to be the fair, as Yeast, it looked like he was being a little too linear in his recovery, trying to come straight back to the stage instead of stalling out anything. So Pharaoh able to go straight for the fair to take that stock.
For sure. And I mean, feint jump is also an option, but you can't really rely on it too much. But you know what you can rely on? It's up tilt Thrupper and Yeast taking that second stock off of Pharaoh. A very strong showing so far. And what I said about Yeast before, it's kind of applying to Pharaoh right now. I mean, I saw a very rogue Yoshi bomb to try and get, a stray kill here and there, but it's so tough, right? When, okay, I thought that was about to kill. Which kind of just shows you how crazy this character is. Gets the egg lay off, not going to get the kill just yet, looking for that forward air. I mean, Pharaoh's got to, find the stock somehow. He's fishing for a, humble back air track down.
Alrighty. Okay, so another stock, but at such a high percentage, Pharaoh needs to be so careful. That Yoshi bomb, as you said, coming out, and this time able to get the connect for it. Coming back on the shield, a little bit of an egg roll. That Thrupper, not enough to take it just yet, but with full rage, just about anything is going Pharaoh percentage, able to come back, sitting on that upper platform a little bit too long, then nears into the air dodge. Finding himself in disadvantage for a little bit too long. Some decent damage on the board for himself, but with Pharaoh at such a high percentage, this armor is going to really be the thing that makes or breaks this stock. Trying to go for the big grab for Pharaoh. The egg lay coming out as well, sitting in shield over the back air from Yeast. Another fair, sending him off stage, still able to recover thanks to the Thrupper. The Nair coming out as he's able to get the grab, a big pummel to the down throw. No, not just yet. Coming right back to the other side of the stage, sitting in shield with the egg lay, and now we are both at kill percent. It is going to be the landing back air though that takes game number 4 for Yeast, as we are bringing ourselves to a game number 5 between these two.
And it looks so bright for Pharaoh in that last stock, where Yeast was kind of just mashing neutral air dodge to try and come back down, and Pharaoh was just on that case every single time. And then the moment that he misses allows Yeast to kind of reset position and brings him back into this set. We're in game 5. Granted, Pharaoh has the stage counter pick, so this could be beneficial. But we go in the battlefield, like I said at the beginning of this, it's good for both of these characters. So Yeast might be licking his lips a little bit right here. Pharaoh, they'll have a lot to work with. It's very scary when you go onto a stage that both your opponent likes, even though you like it.
Yeah, I think that is just the difference between like which of them gets more rewards from this specific stage than the other. And it is going to be the very first stock going to Yeast against Pharaoh, as now Yeast is at a pretty low percentage, so Pharaoh will need to get a pretty decent combo string in order to make back this percentage.
Yeah, and oddly enough, this counter pick is actually kind of biting Pharaoh in the butt. Now that Yeast has this lead, you might see him start trying to use that top platform as a way to either circle camp or just maneuver around this aerial threat that Pharaoh has with all of his aerials. Looking for that forward air spike, doesn't get it, had the right idea to punish that feint jump, just couldn't get the right execution. Once again, he's going for that feint jump, that flip kick. Gets a huge punish as well with these up airs, forcing. Oh, gets the flipper as well. You're not gonna kill, but looking for it once again. Not gonna kill. Pharaoh, you gotta be careful. Almost landing into that. Oh, yes! Oh, you're so dead with that mob punch as well. You're going for those Yoshi bombs to try and get this kill. And Pharaoh, maybe a bit flustered. He gets the stock back. It's not over yet, but once again, an Everest-like hill for Pharaoh to climb right now.
He is at the base of Mount Everest, as you were saying, Jellyfish, trying to come back under the stage with the fair, but finding himself on this upper platform. Another Yoshi bomb. These are really just his deficit. The Thrupper coming out, not enough to take the stock just yet, but another Thrupper is going to be sealing out that set. Game number 5 going to Yeast over Pharaoh, and I really do think that it was Pharaoh's impatience that was his undoing. You were saying earlier that Yeast could play very impatiently, which we saw. But it was ultimately Pharaoh who started going for the Yoshi bombs in disadvantage, and things like that were really just putting him at a big deficit. He was stuck in ending lag, and it was giving Yeast a chance to get his up tilts, to get his thruppers, and then just really taking that damage and running with it. I mean, game number 5, Yeast was up 3 stocks to 1 over Pharaoh for a good amount of time. Like, it was unfortunately just not, despite it being game 5, the last game just felt like it wasn't close at all because Pharaoh was just playing so panicked.
And it's a thing of high risk, high reward when it comes to, going for those options, like even Yeast with his Thrupper, for example. Like, you get so much value off of getting kills or even getting damage off of it. It's just the moment that you miss, it sucks very badly. And, Pharaoh gonna unfortunately bite the bullet there at a valiant third place. He's playing fairly solid. I'm not gonna say that Pharaoh wasn't playing too bad either, but very unfortunate for Pharaoh to lose out. But we got the run back. I believe it's a run back. It might not be. It's not. Between Yeast and Delta Force, waiting patiently in winner's side has quite the tall task against Yeast right now. But like, Yeast has 2 sets to play with, so maybe there's always that speculation that you're coming off of losers finals and you have a lot of momentum and you got a lot of energy ahead of you. But Delta Force, he doesn't have to play as many games to win, so that's that's a lot. That's something you got to consider when Delta Force is sitting up there. Yeast can definitely make the reset happen, but it's a matter of if he's going to be tired or not. And the way that he's playing, I think he can do it.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to look at Super Major right now in order to get the head-to-heads between Delta Force and Yeast. And specifically, I am seeing a whole lot of his set history. If we just scroll down a bit, we might be able to see how often he played. Okay, yeah, so currently it is 68% win rate for